What if I told you that the sudden, terrifying stumble you experience over an invisible rug corner, the quiet, dragging shuffle of your shoes across the living room carpet, or that frustrating loss of balance when stepping off a standard street curb after the age of 70, has absolutely nothing to do with you simply becoming clumsy, frail, or naturally worn out by chronological time? Instead, what if the true, scientifically proven medical reality behind why you keep tripping when you walk is caused by a highly reversible neurological emergency? A silent state of sensory blindness spreading through your feet, combined with a total breakdown of the high-speed signaling highways connecting your brain directly to your ankle joints. For millions of older adults over the age of 70, watching their daily walking strides slowly deteriorate is one of the most anxious, isolating, and physically limiting phases of growing older. It almost always begins with small, subtle warning signs that you easily brush off. You are walking down a familiar hallway, and your toe catches the edge of a decorative throw rug. You stumble forward, your heart racing, and your chest tightening with cold panic. A few weeks later, you are walking through a grocery store parking lot, and a microscopic crack in the concrete causes your ankle to buckle unexpectedly. Your immediate instinct is to look down at your shoes, blame your lack of focus, or assume your vision is simply failing. You visit a clinic, mention your balance concerns, and you are often handed a prescription for a metal walking cane, a bulky structural walker, or told to simply be more careful and slow your pace down. You are conditioned to accept the narrative that your lower body infrastructure is permanently failing. You go home, you begin to stare at the floor obsessively with every single step you take, and you notice your world shrinking. Because you are terrified of a catastrophic fall that could permanently alter your physical independence, you stop going out for evening walks. You avoid stepping onto uneven grass surfaces, and you spend more hours sitting safely inside a deep, soft living room chair. But as a physician specializing in restorative medicine and neurological longevity, I am standing here today to completely shatter that defeatist medical narrative with absolute, unassailable clinical evidence. Your body is not a broken machine destined to collapse into a permanent shuffle the moment you cross a specific milestone. Your brain possesses an incredible, lifelong capacity to rewrite its internal neural pathways, a process known as neuroplasticity. If you are tripping when you walk, it is not because your muscles are inherently dead, it is because your system is trapped in a profound sensory and mechanical bottleneck. Your feet are meant to function as your body's primary neurological antenna system. They contain millions of specialized nerve endings that act like radar, constantly feeding your brain split-second updates about the texture, angle, and density of the ground beneath you. But hours of modern immobility, thick restrictive footwear, and localized circulatory stagnation have effectively turned those radar systems completely offline, leaving your brain completely blind to the floor. Today, in this comprehensive, three-part medical masterclass, we are going to tear down the traditional walls of senior mobility care. We are going to examine the exact root cause neuromuscular breakdowns that cause tripping, and I am going to reveal the single most powerful, doctor-approved corrective exercise engineered to instantly wake up your dead foot receptors, relink your brain to ankle highways, and restore the absolute walking confidence you need to manage your retirement entirely on your own terms. Before we uncover the fascinating neurological secrets of this master longevity exercise, if you want to shield your physical freedom, protect your sensitive nerve endings, and secure your independent mobility for decades to come, please click that subscribe button below and turn on the notification bell so you never miss another senior health masterclass here on the Dr. Robert channel. To truly understand how to eliminate tripping naturally without relying on heavy orthopedic braces or living in constant fear, we must first analyze the exact anatomical breakdown that occurs under the surface of a senior's frame past age 70. If you are completely ready to break the cycle of walking anxiety, reactivate your sleeping nerve receptors, and lock in absolute lower body stability with me today, please type 1 in the comments section right now. If not, Drop a 0 so I can learn how to tailor these deep clinical masterclasses perfectly for your physical lifestyle goals. Let's look past your shoes and examine the raw physiology of your gait. Every single step you take requires an incredibly precise, high-speed loop of communication between your central nervous system and a specific muscle block running along the front of your shin bone, clinically known as the tibialis anterior. When your heel leaves the ground to move forward, your brain must send an instantaneous, high-voltage electrical command down your spinal cord, traveling through your sciatic nerve highways straight into the tibialis anterior. The moment this electrical signal strikes, the shin muscle forcefully contracts, pulling your ankle upward and elevating your toes clear off the floor. This vital mechanical motion is called dorsiflexion. In a young, physically resilient body, this neural loop is so fast and hyperreactive that your toes automatically clear the ground by a safe, consistent margin of several inches with every stride, allowing you to move across rocks, stairs, and uneven grass surfaces without ever consciously thinking about your feet. However, as we step past age 70, standard modern lifestyle choices trap our neuromuscular system in what I refer to as the sensory bottleneck. It begins with the heavy, thickly cushioned, highly supportive orthopedic shoes that many seniors are told to wear. While these shoes feel comfortable, they act exactly like a thick sheet of soundproof drywall wrapped around your feet. Because your soles never directly touch or feel the subtle contours of the earth, the millions of specialized touch receptors, known as proprioceptors, go completely dark from a total lack of sensory input. This is what modern neurology calls sensory blindness, because your brain is no longer receiving clear, real-time data from your soles. It has no idea where your feet actually are in space. To compensate for this terrifying blindness, your central nervous system enters an emergency protective mode. It intentionally downregulates the electrical voltage traveling to your legs, commanding your stride to become flat, short, and close to the earth. This is the exact origin of the classic, dangerous senior shuffle. Your shoes begin to skim and drag across the floor because your brain is too blind to lift them. At the exact same time that sensory blindness is setting in, a parallel mechanical disaster is taking place inside your shin muscles. Because your stride has become flat and shuffling, your tibialis anterior muscle is never forced to go through its full range of deep contraction. Muscles follow a strict biological rule inside the human frame: use it or lose it. Over months and years of continuous shuffling, the muscle fibers of your shins undergo progressive, severe sarcopenia. They literally melt away and are replaced by rigid fat cells and non-contractile collagen tissue. This structural decay leads directly to the medical condition known as foot drop. Now, when you attempt to walk across a room, your shin muscle is simply too weak and too slow to lift your toes high enough to clear ordinary household items. When your foot moves forward, your downward-pointing toes act exactly like a blunt hook, catching the minor edge of a rug, a door saddle, or an uneven pavement tile. Because your ankle reflexes are too slow to snap out a protective recovery step, your entire center of gravity is violently thrown forward, resulting in a dangerous, uncontrolled fall. Swallowing pain pills for knee discomfort or relying solely on a metal cane does absolutely nothing to repair this blinded neural loop or strengthen your melted shin engines. It merely masks the underlying structural decay while your brain completely forgets how to lift your feet. To truly stop tripping permanently, we must launch a targeted biological intervention. We must wake up our dead proprioceptors, clear the sensory blindness, and systematically rebuild the structural power of our shin engines from the inside out. This concludes Fund 1 of our comprehensive natural mobility restoration blueprint. Your understanding of sensory blindness and the neural shuffle is now completely established. In our next segment, Fund 2, we are going to dive straight into the physical, hands-on corrective solutions. I am going to reveal the single most powerful, doctor-approved home mobility exercise specifically engineered to instantly reactivate your tibialis anterior engine and restore absolute balance tracking right from your living room. Stay aligned, keep your foundation strong, and let's move forward together. Welcome back to Fun High of our VMO Masterclass on reversing high blood pressure and stability decline naturally after 70. We have exposed the mechanical enemy of full-body fluid stagnation, and we have peeled back the layers of your nerves and muscles to see how sensory blindness and a melted tibialis anterior muscle leave your brain completely blind to the floor. Now it is time to put our medical knowledge into direct, powerful physical action right here in the room. Many older adults assume that if they want to stop tripping and rebuild their balance, they must force their sensitive joints through grueling, high-impact gym routines, or spend thousands of dollars on complex physical therapy machines that leave them suffering from deep knee inflammation. But in advanced restorative medicine, we understand that forcing an aging body to perform intense weight-bearing movements when the neuromuscular connections are completely dark is an immense clinical error. If you try to force an engine to accelerate while the transmission lines are frayed and disconnected, you do not fix the movement. You simply run the dangerous risk of a catastrophic mechanical breakdown or a severe fall. Today, I am going to reveal a highly strategic, low-impact, 5-move at-home mechanical realignment protocol. These targeted movements are specifically engineered to bypass heavy joint strain entirely and activate the massive muscular hydraulic pumps and dormant nerve pathways embedded deep within your lower limbs. By utilizing precise skeletal contractions, calculated bone angles, and deep, synchronized neurodiaphragmatic breathing, we are going to mechanically wake up sleeping foot receptors, reactivate your toe-lifting engines, and force your desensitized nerves to rebuild high-speed communication highways right from your living room chair. All you need for this protocol is a firm, straight-backed kitchen chair, a clear wall surface, and less than 10 minutes of focused attention daily. Let us break down these 5 corrective movements with absolute clinical precision. Movement 1. The seated tibialis anterior ignition lift. This is our single most powerful weapon to eliminate the senior shuffle and systematically rebuild the melted shin muscle responsible for lifting your toes clear off the floor. The setup. Sit completely tall right at the front edge of your firm kitchen chair. Do not lean your spine back against the comfortable cushioning. Hold your head high, roll your shoulders back, and pull your shoulder blades together to align your posture. Place your feet flat on the floor directly beneath your knees, keeping them perfectly hip-width apart and pointing straight ahead. For the best neurological results, perform this specific movement completely barefoot or in thin socks. The execution. Keeping both of your heels completely glued flat and pressed firmly into the ground. Slowly and intentionally peel your toes and the entire front half of both feet up toward your shins as high as humanly possible. Raise them up until you feel a deep, tight, burning contraction locking along the front of your shin bones. Hold this peak contraction for 2 full seconds. The controlled descent. Now, lower the front of your feet back down over a slow 2-second count, touching the floor silently, like stepping on thin ice. Do not let your feet slap back down unguided. The exact split second your toes touch, immediately pull them back up again. The cadence. Alternate up and down continuously for 90 full seconds. As you pump, imagine relinking the frayed electrical wires between your brain and your shins, forcing your body to remember how to lift your feet. Repeat for 3 total rounds daily. Movement 2. The countertop proprioceptive radar stand. This movement targets sensory blindness directly, forcing the sleeping touch receptors on the soles of your feet to aggressively wake up and track the earth. The setup. Stand completely tall and proud facing your kitchen counter, a solid table or a flat wall. Place both of your hands flat on the surface at chest level to serve as your absolute balance security button. Stand with your feet hip-width apart. The execution. Keeping your torso perfectly upright, slowly lift your left foot an inch off the ground, shifting all your weight onto your right leg. Now, reduce the pressure on your hands, using only your fingertips for light stability. Close your eyes down completely. The sensory reset. The moment your eyes close, your brain can no longer use vision for balance. It is forced to look down into the sole of your right foot. You will feel your right ankle and toes micro-adjusting rapidly against the floor. This is your proprioceptive radar snapping back online. Hold this stance in absolute safety for 30 continuous seconds per leg, keeping your hands ready to grip the counter if you sway. Complete 2 rounds per side daily. Movement 3. The seated sciatic highway nerve glide. This movement is specifically designed to address the neurological compression and sluggish signaling that occurs along your massive sciatic nerve lines from spending long hours sitting in soft recliners. The setup. Return to your tall, seated position at the front edge of your firm chair. Grip the sides of the seat frame tightly with both hands to stabilize your pelvis. The execution. Lift your right foot and extend your right leg straight out in front of you, so it is parallel to the floor. Now look up toward the ceiling with your eyes while simultaneously pulling your toes back toward your shin as hard as you can. Hold for 1 second. The reverse action. Next, smoothly drop your chin down toward your chest while simultaneously pointing your toes forward away from you like a ballet dancer. Alternate back and forth between these two positions smoothly over a 2-second count for each movement. Execute 10 slow, calculated nerve glides per leg for 2 full sets. This rhythmic motion slides the thick nerve cords through your hip crease and thighs, clearing the neurological bottleneck. Movement 4. The countertop lateral ankle tensor. This exercise activates your outer ankle stabilizers, specifically the peroneal muscles, which control side-to-side stability and prevent your ankle from buckling outward when you step on an uneven crack. The setup. Stand tall facing your kitchen counter, placing both hands firmly onto the surface for absolute balance protection. Stand with your feet touching each other. The execution. Keeping your legs perfectly straight and your torso upright. Slowly roll both of your feet outward so you are standing entirely on the outside edges of your feet, peeling the inner arches and big toes off the floor. Hold this inverted position for 2 full seconds. The return. Slowly roll the soles of your feet back down over a 2-second count until they are completely flat. Execute 12 controlled rolls for 2 sets. Activating these lateral outer guards gives your ankles a rock-solid, stable framework, drastically reducing the hidden muscular fatigue that leads to stumbles. Movement 5. The deep diaphragmatic carotid release. This final movement does not target your lower muscles. Instead, it directly targets your autonomic nervous system, dampening the systemic anxiety and emergency adrenaline that flood your body when you are afraid of falling. The setup. Sit completely relaxed but tall in your chair. Rest your hands flat on your lap with your palms facing upward. Close your eyes down completely. The execution. Rest the tip of your tongue gently against the roof of your mouth, right behind your front teeth. Slowly inhale a deep breath in through your nose over a quiet 4-second count. Do not lift your shoulders. Instead, drive the air deep down into your belly, forcing your abdomen to expand outward like a balloon. The prolonged exhale. Hold that volume of air for a brief 2-second pause. Now, open your lips slightly and slowly exhale that breath out through your mouth like you are blowing through a tiny straw. Extend this exhale over a slow, continuous 7-second count. As you empty your lungs, feel your entire nervous system downregulate. Complete 8 continuous rhythmic breaths. This activates your vagus nerve, sending an immediate chemical message down your spine to stabilize your heart rate and open your arterial pathways. Executing this complete physical decompression protocol takes less than 8 minutes total. It requires 0 financial investment, introduces 0 strain to your sensitive joints, and can be easily performed while your morning coffee is brewing or during an afternoon television commercial break. By introducing this safe, repeatable mechanical and neural stimulation to your lower extremities, you are actively helping your body clear the fluid roadblocks and retrain its blood vessels to track balance correctly. This concludes Fund 2 of our comprehensive natural mobility and pressure restoration masterclass. Your physical movement template is now completely established. In our final upcoming segment, Fund 3, we are going to pivot our focus directly into the world of biochemistry and natural nutrition. I am going to reveal the exact clinical blueprint of how your body's cellular sodium-potassium pumps regulate fluid volume, and I will expose the unique vegetables you need to introduce into your diet right now to soften your rigid artery walls from the inside out. Then, we will tie everything together with your 24-hour safe living schedule and emergency warning metrics. Stay aligned, keep your foundation strong, and let us move forward together. Welcome back to Funba, the definitive concluding chapter of our VMO masterclass on reversing stability decline and stopping the dangerous senior shuffle after 70. We have established the physical blueprint to clear your neurological pathways and reactivate your toe-lifting engines through mechanical alignment. Now, it is time to shift our focus to the food plate and your daily environment. We must examine the deep chemical and nutritional matrix that dictates the health of your nervous system and map out the safety rules that protect your life every single day. Many older adults assume that managing mobility and nerve firing through nutrition means entering a lifetime of absolute starvation and misery. They are told to strip every ounce of flavor from their meals, count every microgram of sodium with obsessive anxiety, and live on bland, uninspiring dishes. But in advanced restorative nutrition, we understand that simply avoiding certain foods is an incomplete, outdated strategy. If your nerves are already sluggish and your shin muscles are crusted with sugar, basic restriction will not magically restore your youthful reflex speed. To truly stop tripping naturally, we must look past basic restriction and focus entirely on biochemical activation. We need to introduce highly specific, nutrient-dense plant structures that function as direct cellular keys to feed your peripheral nerves, open your circulatory lines, and protect your home safety. Every single cell inside your body contains millions of tiny, built-in structural engines, known as the sodium-potassium pump. Think of this pump exactly like a highly calibrated, two-sided swinging security door, regulating your internal nerve conductivity and fluid pressure. When hidden industrial sodium accumulates from modern processed foods, it acts like a powerful biological sponge, drawing and holding immense volumes of water into the spaces surrounding your tissues, waterlogging your capillary beds, and compressing your peripheral nerve pathways. To reverse this fluid compression and wake up dead nerves, your body desperately requires bioavailable organic potassium and specific vasodilating plant compounds. Potassium is the biological master key that swings the cell door open, pulling water back inside the cell where it belongs, optimizing nerve signal speed, and sending a direct chemical signal to your kidneys to flush the excess, stagnant fluid out into your urine. Let us break down the specific vegetable structures that activate this clearing process. Vegetable Code 1, mustard greens, gaibasan, and the glucosinolate nerve reset. Mustard greens contain an elite concentration of glucosinolates and bioavailable organic potassium, combined with a massive dose of vitamin K. The science. The unique glucosinolates and sulfur compounds that give mustard greens their sharp, slightly bitter taste act directly as a natural stimulant for your liver and kidney filtration pathways. It actively prompts your renal system to clear excess extracellular sodium reservoirs, forcing trapped fluid off your peripheral nerves. Integrate 1 cup of gently steamed or blanched mustard greens into your diet 3 times a week. Vegetable Code 2, crisp organic celery and the thalide muscle reset. Celery stores an exceptionally rare, highly active organic chemical compound known as thalides. The science. The specialized thalides inside celery act directly on the smooth muscle tissue lining the middle layer of your artery walls. Thalides work by gently blocking the influx of calcium into the muscle cells, which prevents them from cramping and constricting. This action forces your tense, narrow blood vessels to smoothly widen and relax, allowing oxygen-rich blood to reach your starving shin muscles. Aim to consume 2 to 3 raw, organic celery stalks every single morning. Vegetable Code 3, the organic crimson beet and the deep hydrostatic flush. The deep red beet is a legendary vascular and neurological therapy asset, packed with an incredibly high concentration of inorganic dietary nitrates. The science. The exact moment you digest beets, Your body converts these nitrates into pure nitric oxide, NO, the master key that commands the smooth muscles around your leg veins to open and relax. This removes the mechanical vascular roadblock, allowing stagnant blood to travel back up your body effortlessly and nourishing your nerve endings. Enjoy half a cup of roasted or gently steamed beets with your evening meal. Now, we must bridge the gap between nutrition and your actual 24-hour daily existence. Longevity and perfect balance stability are quietly constructed out of safe, repeatable daily lifestyle defenses. In the fragile hours right before you wake up, typically between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m., your adrenal glands release a natural, sharp surge of cortisol and adrenaline. This chemical wave is designed to slowly increase your heart rate and constrict your vessels to prepare your body to stand up. However, for a senior navigating rigid arteries and slow reflexes, this morning surge can easily overshoot, driving your blood pressure into a temporary morning spike while starving the brain of smooth oxygen flow. To defend your system against this vulnerability, you must introduce the 5-second transition rule the very moment your eyes open. Step 1. The lateral awakening. When you first wake up, do not immediately sit up. Remain flat on your mattress, roll gently onto your left side, and take 3 deep, slow abdominal breaths to allow your baseline heart rate to stabilize. Step 2. The seated equalizer. Slowly push your upper body up and sit completely upright on the absolute edge of your bed frame, allowing your feet to hang down flat toward the floor. Count to 5 slowly in your mind. This 5-second pause gives the specialized pressure sensors inside your neck arteries the exact time window they need to adjust your blood vessel tension against the downward pull of gravity, completely preventing sudden dizziness, blurry vision, and morning falls. Step 3. The priming pump. While sitting on the edge of the bed during those 5 seconds, perform 10 quick, rhythmic ankle pumps, peeling your heels up and your toes up. This immediately fires your second heart-calf engine, driving fresh blood straight back up to your skull before you stand up. While implementing these powerful natural movements and optimizing your daily nutrition will drastically improve your balance, true medical wisdom requires you to maintain an absolute baseline of diagnostic awareness. You must completely memorize these non-negotiable emergency markers. If you ever experience any of these symptoms, stop all activity immediately and seek emergency medical evaluation right away. 1. The asymmetrical leg flush. If you notice a sudden, rapid increase in swelling that is strictly localized to just one single lower leg or bap chun, accompanied by intense, throbbing pain, deep redness, or skin that feels unusually hot to your touch. This is a classic clinical indicator of a deep vein thrombosis, DVT, a dangerous blood clot trapped inside your veins that requires immediate medical emergency intervention. 2. The ischemic chest vise. Any sudden sensation of heavy pressure, squeezing, tightness, or a crushing ache localized deep behind your breastbone, especially if that pain begins to radiate outward down your left arm or up into your jawline, accompanied by an unexpected cold sweat. 3. The neurological switch. The sudden onset of intense, room-spinning dizziness, a sudden numbness or loss of motor control localized to one single side of your face or body, or sudden difficulty speaking. These are the definitive warning signs of an acute stroke. A critical physician's warning on leafy greens and medications, because vegetables like mustard greens are exceptionally rich in bioavailable vitamin K, you must exercise high precision if you are currently prescribed traditional blood-thinning medications, such as warfarin or Coumadin. Do not make sudden, drastic spikes or drops in your daily consumption of greens, as it can alter your clotting times. Maintain absolute consistency and always consult your doctor. Living your retirement with true dignity, supreme physical freedom, and absolute peace of mind means taking total command of your daily biological choices. By taking control of your daily habits, protecting your nervous system, and keeping your internal pumps active, you are securing the freedom and longevity you rightfully deserve. Please take a brief moment right now to comment below with your current age, and share which room in your home you are going to audit for loose throw rugs first today. Click that like button, share this vital 3-part guide with a contemporary who is struggling with an unstable walk, and subscribe to Dr. Robert to safeguard your longevity journey. Thank you so much for watching. Keep your foundation strong daily, and I will see you in our next video.